Okay. What we're going to do today, and this is Friday, what is it, the 6th today? Cool. Friday the 6th is, I am going to, it's sort of like the music response project, which is good because if you missed that, then this is another way of practicing. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a list of adjectives. And what I'd like you to do is take your piece of paper. I just happen to have mine hot dog style. You're going to write your name in the upper left-hand corner, left or side. The end of class is going to go in your folder. And then I'm going to read a list, like one at a time, of adjectives. So the first one is going to be angry. I'm just going to use this as an example. Okay? I'm going to write the word. So with each one you want to write the word, and then I'm going to create a line or a shape for that adjective. Okay? And I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do it, but not a lot. So, angry. I'm actually going to close my eyes and try to feel angry when I do this, because that's how you will create the best shape or line. Thanks. Okay, so here we go. Okay, there is my angry, although I think there's room for improvement. Okay, but anyway, it's time to move on, and then we'll do the next one. So then you're going to go. If I say an adjective that you don't know what the meaning is, then you can't do a line or a shape for it, so just skip it. So why are we doing this? Line and shape are two of the elements of design. The quality of those lines or shapes, or the expressiveness of those lines and shapes, helps us evaluate artwork. So what does that mean? There's a good way to do lines and shapes so they're different than each other. If at the end of this, just like the music response, if all of our lines and shapes kind of look very similar, then we need to work on it. Maybe practice or something for, I hate to say the H word, but maybe take some of your time to practice really trying to feel adjectives and draw a descriptive line or mark. Now, does a shape or does a line have to be closed? No. So the difference between a shape and line is this. A shape, our principles of design shapes, are closed. Okay? That makes a shape. A line could be a dotted line, a broken line, still a line. There's still like a connectiveness happening, but it's not enclosed. So then it's a line. So you can do either. Are we ready? And if you're at home, try this at home just for practice. Okay. Here's our first word. Clumsy. Write the word clumsy and then draw it. Next word. Helpful. Next word, helpless. That should look like the opposite. That should look different, right? Talented. How about crazy? Now the opposite. How about uptight? If you were to create a line or a mark for tense, what would that look like? Tense. Coming out of midterms, we know what that looks like. Now, how about relaxed? Should look much different, right? Now what I'm going to have you do is just take a look at your marks and see that they're different from each other. If they don't look different, that means that you need some more practice, but maybe outside of class time. What I'd like you to do is turn your paper upside down and fold it 3 ways so there's 3 columns. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, you can look at the screen. You can do it either way, but I'm doing it the landscape way, just for the camera. Yeah, you can do it either way, like this way or this way, but I need to do it this way because it won't fit in the screen. Three columns, and then open your page so you're on the back. So your page looks blank, even though you've had some practice. Now what I'm going to have you do is in the upper left-hand corner, just write your name kind of small, even though it's on the opposite side. And now it's time for the hard part. What I want you to do is think of 3 people in your life. Can't be your pet, can't be somebody famous. It has to be people that you personally know, that stick out in your mind, important people to you. I'm going to tell you, for this unit, our final work of art, which we're not going to complete for another week and a half, but our final work of art is going to be about a person. It's going to be abstract, so that means that you're not going to look at something and paint it or draw it. It's all going to be about mark making, lines, shapes, and textures. So, for your columns, what I want you to do is put one person's name who's important to you. It can be important in a negative way, and this could be a really therapeutic piece for you, you know, and then you can take a picture of it and chuck it so nobody sees it. Or, after you get a grade. Or, maybe, if you come and spend time outside of class, it'll be done in time for Valentine's Day. And you can give it to somebody who's really important to you. So, there's different ways to think about it, okay? I will create my piece about, I'm just going to put 3 very important people in my life. Rain, Clay, and Tim. Believe it or not, Rain and Clay are the names of my children, and Tim is my husband's name.
That's the same name.
Oh, I thought you said Tim.
Oh, Rain, Clay, and Tim. So Tim is my husband, Clay is my son who's 3, and Rain is my daughter who's 5. So take a minute and reflect on important people in your life and put those 3 names.
Can we just write mom or do we have to write their
You can write mom. I'm not letting you pick your pet because you're going to put a lot of hard work into this project, and in the end, you're going to want somebody to appreciate it. At least see it. Carson, wouldn't it be cool if you, like, did one for your sister and she did one for you? That would be so cool. I mean, I'm just saying, because they're in like different art surveys.
For what?
No. That was just, it was just like, no, you're not doing that. I'm just saying, it would be cool though. Oh. Okay. Once you have those people, we're ready for the next step. What I'd like you to do is write a list of 7 adjectives under each person's name. So you do it at your desk, and I'm going to start right here. I'm not concerned about spelling.
Can an adjective be like, kind of like a sentence? Alright.
They don't all have to be positive adjectives. Like my 3-year-old is violent. Like, sometimes he punches and kicks people. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister's like that. But I really, really want to.
Okay. So what'll happen is, as you're creating your columns of adjectives, you'll come to a point where you have somebody that you might not be able to come up with 7 adjectives. Okay? So you can just eliminate that person.
Oh, you're eliminating your husband.
I know. Don't tell him. Not like this is on YouTube or anything. And my son could care less. My daughter loves art. He's out. Okay. So she will be the person. And maybe I can keep going. Maybe I can say she is creative and artistic. She really is the one that takes after me more. It's not easy. No, don't worry about it. You know why?
Because they won't see it.
Right?
No,
They will.
They will. The dog will tell on me.
I should write about the dog. My mom would like that better than the one about her. I'm not even kidding.
Well, maybe this could be a therapeutic piece for you. You could create a piece about your mom and work your way through all of those, like, you know, problems that you have with your mom. And you actually might really enjoy that. And I'm not kidding. I'm serious. For a lot of people, art is a form of therapy. when I talk about, when we start our abstract painting lesson, which is going to be later on, maybe at the end of the month, I'm going to talk a lot about that. Art is therapy. Okay.
I need one more.
Okay. I'm going to move on just because I know that some of you might be stuck. I want you to take your second piece of paper, and I would like you to write your name in the upper left-hand corner. At the end of class, this will go in your folder. And then I want you to write the person's name that you choose. You could put it like right underneath if you want. Rain. That person's name, so you could just put mom, you could put whatever. Just one. So take a minute.
Would crazy and energetic... Sorry, Brandon, you can just pick me.
Well, guess what? Monday we're going to do cards. We're going to make cards on Monday, and it's going to be a practice for this assignment, so pick your other best friend for the card.
Okay.
If you're stuck, you can do that.
Miss West, is like energetic and crazy, is that like the same thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm both of those.
Because one's physical, and one could be mental. The question was, energetic and crazy, is that the same thing? It doesn't have to be. And I don't mean to put anyone on the spot, but raise your hand if you need more time to pick that one person. Okay. Now the next thing that I would like you to do is take those 7 adjectives, remember you need 7, and write them on this big piece of paper and leave plenty of room. So, as follows. Loving. And then I'm going to make a line. You need 7 areas. Sly. Cute. Talented. Artistic. So I'm going to take out talented, see, because they overlap. And for her, it does. And I'm going to put thoughtful there. You can work on the back if you need to. Okay, so I have, on this piece of paper, I've got 7 adjectives for my daughter written out with some space next to them. Now, guess what we're going to do? We're going to take the rest of the class period to think about what loving looks like, but your words. So think about what each adjective looks like, but don't overthink it, and just take that area to sketch ideas. So, I don't want you to have anything that's too obvious, like loving. So think about a line or a shape other than heart. Okay, like free-spirited, say. Please don't draw like a mushroom or something, like or You know, that's why we're not saying, like, loves gardening. You know, it's adjectives, because I wouldn't want to see, like, flowers. So, try a shape. Now, loving, you could take the hard idea and make it your own. You're going to invent lines or shapes. See, that almost is heart-like, but it's not like this. Okay? And then, you know, as we move forward, meaning next week, we will just improve these based on, you have handouts to look at. We're going to talk about composition and line quality and texture. So line quality means, wouldn't it be nice to give some visual movement to this line and make it thick on one side and thin on the other side, and that gives us some depth too, which just improves our composition. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, that's okay, because that's what we're going to learn about next week. Okay? Okay, so go right ahead and experiment for the next few minutes with those shapes, lines,